glimpse of a still figure standing on the broad half-landing. His heart jumped. Sir Richard Owen did not stir, being bronze, but footsteps sounded down in the central hall. The tread of heavy boots, not a scholar's shoes. All 3 coppers accounted for. Tempted, nonetheless, to look over the balustrade to make sure it was the 3rd policeman, not a stray museum employee, he made himself move on along the window side of the gallery. Between him and temptation marched a silent, motionless parade of giraffes and okapi. 4 steps up, then the stairs to the 2nd floor, bridging the central hall, rose on his right. The heavy black wrought-iron gate to the mineral gallery barred the way to his left, and Pettigrew's private office lay straight ahead. The keeper of mineralogy had just started his annual fortnight's holiday. It was a shadowy corner. He had not reckoned on being silhouetted against the frosted glass door panes, all too visible from the giraffe gallery and the stairs. Crouching below the level of the glass, he fumbled in his trouser pocket for the key. His discovery that the key of the keeper of geology's office also opened Pettigrew's, directly above, had been purely fortuitous. He happened to be present that day last year when Dr. Smith Woodward, having, typically, mislaid his own keys, borrowed Pettigrew's. From that chance had developed his present brilliant plan. The old man's forgetfulness of anything not directly concerning his beloved fossils had made it easy to borrow the keys and have the important ones copied. The door key copy grated in the lock, and his heart stood still. He glanced round, but only Giraffa camelopardalis watched him, with a glassy-eyed stare. The key clicked round. Taking out his handkerchief, he wiped his suddenly damp forehead, then used the cloth to turn the door handle. The door swung open. He stepped through and closed it quickly behind him, leaving the blasted key on the outside. That was the sort of stupid mistake which could get him caught. All the same, he decided to risk leaving it there for a few minutes. He must find Pettigrew's keys very soon, or he might as well give up. Of course, if the keeper of mineralogy had taken them home, the whole thing was off. As he put away the handkerchief and took out his light summer gloves, he scanned the spacious room. The 2 large windows admitted plenty of light in spite of the trees outside and the late hour. On a row of pegs behind the door hung a silk scarf in a brown and blue paisley pattern. The keys were not conveniently hanging next to it, nor under it, he checked. On a workbench to his left, under the east window, lay various tools and a dozen or so pieces of rock of varied size and colour, but undifferentiated and uninteresting in his eyes. Pettigrew apparently liked the view of trees and the omnibuses, hansoms, motor taxis and horse-drawn vans in the Cromwell Road, for the government-issue pedestal desk faced the south window. Against the right-hand wall stood a filing cabinet and a bookcase. Desk, cabinet and bookcase, appropriate to the grade of keeper, matched Smith Woodward's in the office below. Whether they were keyed alike, he was about to discover. He crossed to the desk and pulled open the centre drawer to find paper, envelopes, a book of penny halfpenny stamps, blotting paper to fit the pad on top. The first drawer on the left held an old fountain pen with a cracked cap, a bottle of blue-black ink, and another of India ink, a paper knife, and other odds and ends. The second drawer down was locked. Smith Woodward's desk key turned in the lock. So much for government standardization. The drawer slid open to disclose a plethora of keys. For a moment he stared, scarcely able to believe his luck. There they lay, the big iron key for the iron gate, and 3 rings of small brass ones for the display cases. The latter even had tags with the numbers of the cases they opened. He began to feel a sense of inevitability. Everything seemed to conspire to help him.